I have a question for you. Do you think this catfish is the same catfish? I do. Let's talk about this. Now, the two catfish you see on this picture are two state record blue catfish that Micka Burkhart had caught. The first time he caught it, he didn't really know what to do, and it took a long time for him to get it weighed, to get it verified, to get the application for the state record, and then, amazingly enough, the Tennessee Wildlife Agency allowed him to release the fish. Now, this was in the Cumberland River, and 9 months later, he caught the same fish, or what I think is the same fish again. And just as a quick disclaimer, sometimes my brain is mush, so I might have some of these details wrong. But if I remember right, he actually told me he caught it within 100 yards of where he had caught the previous state record. And he got it on video. I will put an iCard above to the video of him catching the state record fish the second time. Now, the first time it was 118 pounds, and the second time it was 122 pounds. There's a decimal point in there, but I'm going to leave it at 118 and 122. And if you look at the picture, you can see that on the front of the fish there is a similar pattern. Now, as devil's advocate, the rear of the fish is a little bit different, and I don't know if it's, based on the picture or, how the fish was treated. It is a little bit different. So this may not be the same fish. However, with that front pattern, if this is not the same fish, these are genetically similar fish. So they're probably siblings. So if it's not that same fish, it's probably siblings. And that's really interesting to think about, because this proves one of two things. This catch that he did. One, CPR works. Catch, photo, release. He had the fish out for a very long time. It still survived, and he was able to catch it again about 9 months later. Now, this is not the first time I've seen a large blue catfish caught multiple times. Joe with Chat Cats Fishing, he caught a blue that was lower 90s, a 90-pound blue, based on measurements. And when he caught it again a year later in the same hole, it was upper 90s, based on measurements. And my buddy Ty, who is also friends with Joe, said that he recognized the pattern on that fish and had caught it when it was an 80-pounder. So Ty caught it when it was an 80. He released it. Joe caught it when it was lower 90, and then he caught it again when it was upper 90s. So CPR, it works. And if this is the same fish, yet another example. Now, if you don't think this is the same fish, which it's quite possible it's not, that distinctive pattern makes it at least a sibling or uncle or whatever. But they're close enough matching on their patterns that it's got to be either the same fish or a sibling. And if it's a sibling, that shows that big fish genetics is a real thing. Now, this is something that I can't prove, and I know there's a lot of people that will say that there's no such thing as big fish genetics. Like, you let this fish go, and it spawns, those fish have the same opportunity as any other fish, any other catfish, blue catfish, to get this big. But there is others, which I think the same, that is possibly the same, that these bigger fish have the genetics to get this big. which means you get one of these big fish, you throw it back, you're helping create more big fish like it in the future. I have no way to prove that. That's just me with some critical thinking. My only observation is that catch, photo, release, CPR, works. That's my only observation to give validity to the CPR works theory. I don't have anything to give to the validity of big fish genetics, but it does sound like something that could actually be possible. And there's no studies that I know of about, big fish genetics. I want to see a 200 pounder someday in the future. And for obvious reasons, which I'm not going to keep mentioning, the pay lake thing, the trophy pay lake thing, not family friendly pay lakes, but trophy pay lakes. And eating the big fish means reduced genetics for big fish if the genetic thing is actually true. I don't know if it's true or not. The only way to test if it's true or not is to release the big fish. They are the breeders. One of these big ones will produce more eater-sized fish than a dozen eater-sized fish. I mean, they produce more eggs, more offspring, and if they have like a fast growth gene in them, you could have 5 to 10 pounders in a couple of years, and eventually 100 pounders. However, most of the time, when it comes to blue catfish, from what I've read and what I've seen, is you have they grow about 1 pound a year. So a 20-year-old fish is about 20 pounds. That's average, right? And that's about it. That's how far they go. But they will make it to 30. They will make it to 40, 50, 100 eventually. But that's few fish. The same thing with like human lifespan. You have a certain human lifespan, but you do have a few people who live older. My own dad is 83 years old. That is rare. In the fish world, that would mean he is, I don't know, probably an 80 pounder, a 70 pounder. He's, a Mississippi 70 pounder, because there's supposedly a lot of Mississippi 70 pounders. I know more than one 80-year-old right now, too. I've fished with another guy who is over 80. He's been in at least one of my videos. But, that's rare. That's not common at all. So anything over 20 pounds, you get to a 30-pound catfish, that's a rare fish. And if we leave them in the water, they become less rare. We take them out of the water, well, they stay rare. Eventually, they go away, like on the Ohio River. Now, okay, so I'm going in the trophy pay lake, direction with this again. Some of you might not even know what a trophy pay lake is. It went from a family-friendly pay lake using farm-raised channel catfish or trout, and moved to taking fish like this out of the water to put in their tiny ponds. And they don't survive more than like a month, which means they don't spawn, they don't contribute to the wild population. The Ohio River has been hit hard, my local lakes have been hit hard, and yeah. So I want to see more fish like this caught. I want to see more, 100-pound class fish. And knowing that this was in the Cumberland River, this is public knowledge. That means these pay lakes know it's in the Cumberland River. And I really, really, really hope the trophy pay lakes have not put out hoop nets and have caught this fish to put into their tiny pond. It's already been caught twice. Supposedly, people know where it was caught. It's just, that makes it easy for one of these lakes to grab this fish and put it into their pay lake. Yes, I have a thing about these trophy pay lakes. I want to see them end. And I really didn't want to go in that direction with this video, but I've got it included in there just because this fish right here has not been caught again, to my knowledge, yet. And because of the first time taking so long to get it back in the water, the second time he knew everything he needed to know and he got it back into the water and released in record time. So it was a better, fresher fish going back into the wild to be caught again by him or somebody else. I mean, this thing by now is 130, maybe even 140 pounds. It's getting close to becoming a world record blue. A national record, a world record. It would be nice if someone catches it and it becomes a state record and world record. But anyway, like I said earlier, leave a comment below what you think about this, if this is actually the same fish. Like I said, I think it is. There is a possibility it's not. But with the markings on it, it's either the same fish or it's a sibling. Now, as always, I want to thank you for taking your time out of your day to actually watch my video. I really, really appreciate it. And be sure to go to Micka Burkhart's video and congratulate him on his catch.